Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the deck profile for the Tiny Beast Lockdown deck. Basically this deck runs on locking your opponent down, mostly by getting Naturia Beast first turn, and then also through Royal Decree. So I'm just going to take this in reverse, because we're starting out with, we got Royal Decree, obviously. We've got Closed Forest, which is going to give all your beast monsters. This deck is entirely beast, by the way. The Tiny Beast comes from the fact that almost all your cards are level 2 or lower. You've got one level 3 and one level 5, but everything else is level 2 or lower. It's all beasts. So Closed Forest, the more you get in the graveyard, the more powerful your beasts become, and it stops your opponent from making field spells, which, not the most important lockdown, but, you know, it never hurts to lock out field spells. At least you're playing Dark Worlds, you know. We're only playing one Terraforming. I just had one extra card left over, so I decided to be a little bit more consistent with that. Obedient Schooled, most important card in the deck. Most important card in the deck. Lets you get 3, what was it? If you control no monsters, 3 level 2 or lower beast monsters with different names from your deck, but their effects are negated. So, you can use that to get out any of these level 2s, plus our level 1 tuner, and make Naturia Beast first turn.
Mm-hmm.
You can also you could just get 2 level 2s and make this guy, or any of your rank 2s. You can also make Cataster. You can make Thunder Unicorn, which I very rarely use, but every once in a while he's good. We got 3 Upstart, just for maximum efficiency. Ayers Rock Sunrise, which is Monster Reborn for beast monsters that also lowers your opponent's attack. The great thing about this is the other big card we use is the Ronin Raccoon. And the Ronin Raccoon creates a token that has attack equal to the highest attack monster on the field. So if you make the token, like your opponent has a monster out, you get attack equal to the highest attack, and then you use Ayers Rock, and you lower their attack so you can get over them. Very useful combo. We used that the last episode of the What a Deck. So then we got our level 1 tuner, who's pretty much just here so you can make the level 5 beast. He's also, if need be, if you open up shitty, you can set him, and he'll let you grab any of the other beasts except for Egotistical Ape. We've got Uniflora. You can tribute him to special summon any of your beasts from the graveyard, as long as only... as long as only beasts are in your graveyard. That's why it's important that you run entirely beasts. We have non-beast in the extra deck, but I wouldn't recommend using them unless it's an emergency, because once they hit the graveyard, this guy becomes useless. And this guy is really good because he not only lets you reuse the beast's effects, but he can just get Naturia Beast back. If you lose him, this level 1 monster can do whatever. We also have Baby Raccoon Tantan. Flip effect, slowest card in the deck, probably the least recommended, but I needed more beasts, and he does the trick. If you set him, he can summon this guy, who is awesome. When he's summoned by the effect of a beast, he destroys 1 card on the field. So if it's flip summon, you can destroy something. If he's summoned by Uniflora, you can destroy something. If he's summoned by this thing, I can't pronounce that. I just call it deer. This deer lets you, you discard a card and you can special summon a beast from your graveyard. So you can use him to get that back. And of course, then make a rank 2 play. That's usually how you get Ronin Raccoon. You can also discard him to get Uniflora, and then tribute Uniflora to get your level 5 or higher beasts back. Super useful. In lieu of using this, because there's a lot of stuff that floats when it's destroyed, you also have Up Kitten. It's probably the most useful card in the deck. Just lets you send something back to the hand, gets rid of synchros, ixies, whatever. Very useful in a lot of situations. You can only use its effect once while it's on the field, but obviously if it's destroyed, you can then Ayers Rock, you can Uniflora, you can summon it from the deck and use its effect if they only have 1 monster and they attack this. You can use that. Just so many different ways you can get it. Super useful. Mind Mole. Mind Mole I only picked, he's a level 3 beast, Earth. So with your level 2 tuner, you can make Naturia Beast. And when you synchro with him, you get to draw a card. So there's a couple other setups where, like, if you have this and Ayers Rock, you can get him out, you can get more advantage, which is always good. And then finally, Egotistical Ape. Probably the most interesting choice. I haven't seen many deck profiles, anything that uses this guy. But he's super useful. He's a tuner, level 5. You can special summon him by discarding a beast. And then you can either add or remove the level of that beast you discard from his level. So you can discard him to make him level 2, and then normal summon one of these, or summon it with something else to make your 5. You can discard a level 2, and then he becomes level 3, and then play any of your other level 2s. There's a bunch of different plays with him. He's pretty good. You can also, if need be, in testing I have made Leo arms with 3000 attack beast. So, you know, there's always that. And in other Synchro decks, obviously, you can make him like a level 7 tuner, which together with this allows you to make some of these big, like, Leo Drake or fucking Leo. Keeper of the Sacred Tree, the other Leo. So that just brings us to our extra deck. One of him. You can get him out fairly consistently with Egotistical Ape if you want to, but the lockdown usually works better. Same with Leo Drake. Pretty much these are just more Beast synchros. If you don't need Beast, if he's not particularly useful, if you want to make a synchro play, these have some decent attack. They can get over some stuff. So they're good other options. Catasters here, if you have an emergency, something you can't get over, and you need to make your rank 5, you can make Cataster. This is for if you get 2 Egotistical Apes in your hand. Of course, your Ronin Raccoon, which I've already said, very important, because you lock down spells and traps with Naturia Beast and Royal Decree, so he lets you get over stuff with attack. The only thing you don't really have is monster effects, and you just kind of have to deal with that. I've got this guy. He's useful for getting rid of stuff that can't be destroyed by battle, Melodious, things like that, and Gachi, just because if you need that extra boost in attack. And then finally the side deck, we've got, of course, Divine Wrath and Breakthrough Skill. If you do want to stop traps, obviously, or not traps, but monster effects, if your opponent's running a deck that has very few traps, you could swap out the Royal Decree for either one of these. This obviously only works once. This negates and destroys, but you have to discard. But with how many things you use out of the graveyard, that's really not that bad in this deck. You can use 1-for-1 to get either Uniflora or Key Mouse. Kind of useful. I didn't particularly like it, but I can see how it might be working. I got a couple more rank 2s. If you want to throw in more, if you want to take out Uniflora, you can make a more rank 2 based engine, because you can make rank 2s for days. I'm just skipping over here. The fabled Sarahboo, whatever, this thing. I mean, he's on Obedience Schooled. He's meant to be used with it. He's your level, or rank 2 beast tuner. Of course, you can make more synchro stuff. Because he's light, you can't use him to make beast, which is why I don't have him in here. But if you do put him in here, that opens up more of these fabled, the fabled Kudabi and Unicorn. Those really help. Oh yeah, I forgot about this guy. This guy's a fucking bitch. The Great Old One, Hastur. Awesome Synchro Monster, works really well because you can make 4s really easily. Not out in the TCG yet, and I wanted to stick to stuff that had been released yet. But in the future, look out for him. If you really want to OTK, Sea Koala, another rank 2 Earth Beast. Useful, reduce, might be a good thing to swap out for Tantan. Likewise, Raikou, if you want to do a more mill base to get stuff in the graveyard for deer. That deer. Lock Cat. He works well with Key Mouse. Key Mouse plus Lock Cat equals Naturia Beast. There's some combos there. Honestly, he and Uniflora are the only targets for it, and his effects are negated. But might be worth looking into if you want something with a little bit more like a rank 3 engine with Mole Rat. And finally, Archfiend Marmot of Nefariousness, because he's a level 2 Earth Monster. If you ever wanted to play a deck that was competitive and consistent and had Archfiend Marmot of Nefariousness, there you go. So I hope you guys enjoy this deck profile. If you want to see it in action, you can see the What a Deck. We play 10 different duels. You can see all the different combos in action against various different opponents. And And either way, like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and next week I'll have another one for you. Good luck. Have fun. See ya.